low, check, low, check, low, 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 check, low, 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 check, low, 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 check, low, 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 check, low, check, low, 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 low,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I start in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Respected Mr. Ashraf Habilulla, Dr. Lachmi from TSU, distinguished guests from Canada, from United States of America, and from Pakistan. I welcome you all on behalf of the NED Alumni Network Association of Pakistan and NED University of Engineering and Technology to this 50-year celebration of CSI. It's just a humble beginning, and more you will see after the sunset at downstairs. To start the proceedings of this technical session, first of all, I'll request to play Kirat.
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
Jazakallah. I now request all of you to rise for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really an honor to welcome you all to the celebration of 50 years of CSI, which was started by a legendary Canadian back in the year 1975 in the US, and now that particular company has developed softwares on the basis of which most of the iconic high-rise towers throughout the world have been designed. And the person behind all this is Mr. Ashraf Habilulla, who studied in this very much campus, who also did a lot for development of this campus, and to give him a welcome address, I'll request Engineer Murtaza, President, NED Alumni Network Association, to please come and give welcome address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Mr. Ashraf Habibullah, Mr. Mohammed Lakshmi, Sarojodi Sahab, and all the distinguished guests from Canada all the way, and guests from Pakistan as well. From the NED Association, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the place from where it all started. That's 1965. This is I think, takes you back to 1965 and visiting this place with all the renovations and all your gratitude for contributing whatever could be done. And I think the horse behind all this work is obviously Mr. Suhail Bashir. He has been spending so much time here. And his team, obviously, with the support of the NED team as well, Sangi Saab and Lodi Saab and everybody. We were very eager to see you here back, and obviously the occasion is celebrating the 50 years of CSI. You have been traveling around the globe celebrating 50 years, so why should we not have this event here? So I think this coincides very well with our NEDN Convention 2025 tomorrow. We have had an event yesterday. We missed you yesterday, and this event is a prelude, but a very much integral part of the celebrations we are having for the Convention 2025. Mr. Suhail has already said about CSI, what it is. I think more will be said, so anything I will say will be a repetition. So I would like to end here and with the words that we hope to see you back here again and again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashraf. We are fortunate to have one of our very distinguished guests, who is the President and Vice Chancellor of the Toronto Metropolitan University. And his presence here has made this program something very great. So thank you, Dr. Lakshmi, for your presence here. And without taking further time, I'll request Dr. Lakshmi to please come and deliver his keynote address. Please give him a big hand.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today, and it's an honor for me to speak to you and to be invited to deliver this keynote speech, and to be also part of this big celebration. And I would like to dedicate my presentation or my speech this afternoon to Dr. Ashraf. When I was a student and then also a structural engineer, he was a real model for me, despite the fact that I did not meet with him, but he was a legend in structural engineering. And I would like to dedicate the presentation today to him and his career. And I would say that I have selected a topic that is important, and a topic that is going to transform education, transform our lives for the next decades. Why? Because I want also to talk about his legacy for the past, celebrate 50 years. So basically it's try to project what is going to happen, but also things that we are doing to make sure that our students, and I'm talking about Toronto Metropolitan University, have ingredients of success. And I would say one of the things that we want to have in the mindset of our students is entrepreneurship. Dr. Ashraf started, of course, your journey Berkeley, here, then Berkeley, but you are an entrepreneur. You have seen those opportunities when you started CSI, and we have seen the fruits of your risk-taking. And I also like to share with students here the importance of being entrepreneur, but also the importance of us educators to give chances for students to take risks. In many countries around the world, including I started in my own home country, Algeria. Taking a risk was not something that was encouraged. Despite the fact that we have a lot of talented people, but we wanted them to think in a box. My talk today is also about how AI is transforming our lives, but also we want to encourage everybody to think out of the box. So as you can see, the title of my presentation is really power of artificial intelligence in higher education. And of course, I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about our university, Toronto Metropolitan. Next slide, please. Okay. So basically, TMU is one of Canada's leading comprehensive innovation universities. We have almost 48,000 students in downtown Toronto. We are an urban university, and pleased to be in an urban campus here. It's something that reminds me of the importance of being a city builder. And I think what NED has done is beyond the walls of this campus. And I have seen just my interaction with alumni in Canada and the US in past years, but also last couple of days here, that the transformation of NED has well, the work that NED has done, it's really also transformed cities and countries. And I want to congratulate my friend and colleague Dr. for his leadership and the way that this university is progressing. So our university has a history of developing graduates who can apply their academic skills in innovative ways in the real world. And it's something we are very proud of. Next slide, please. An innovative economy needs graduates who can solve problems and recognize opportunities that have never existed before. That is exactly what Dr. Ashraf has done. It's always thinking about things that you can add to society. And having your products in 150 plus 160 countries around the world, that's something very significant, and it's a great legacy. Our culture of innovation encourages students to pursue complex problems with creative solutions. We have developed a supportive culture around our innovative economy. And let me tell you a little bit about our innovative innovation ecosystem before we get into the discussion on artificial intelligence. One thing that we have to recognize in this slide is that students are evolving. When I was a student in the 80s and 90s, our thinking was quite different from today. I see it from my own kids, and they think in a very different way. Why? Because technology has changed their lives and learning. Teaching and even work is now much more different than before. It is shaped by technology, and we must adapt to meet the current needs of our students, the employers and society. We cannot longer teach anything entirely in the classroom. I can tell you, in our university, I always repeat to our students, but also our faculty, that Toronto, the entire Greater Toronto area, population of 9 million, is our living lab. Because what's happening in classroom is small portion of the knowledge. And I can tell you, faculty members who are going to a classroom and talking for 2 3 hours. Students are not anywhere near them. They live in a virtual world. You need to engage them. And we need to give them opportunities to be more collaborative in the learning process. That's the reality with technology. And we need also to give opportunities for hands-on education. We also need to help develop skills that are critical for the success. We must give our students the opportunity to put theory to practice into a live environment. And you have an opportunity here to do it in the way that NED is interacting with society outside the campus. In response to this next slide, there's one before, sorry. Okay. In response to this, we have actually developed strategy around four items. Maybe next one, please. Next one. Yes. We have the developed strategy in the university around something we call zone learning that is focused on four C's. First one, coaching. It's very important to provide students beyond what they learn in the classroom, in the lab, opportunities to learn from leaders in society. And we have about 350 industry leaders that are engaged to coach our students, especially entrepreneurs. The second one, we also have created a community of like-minded individuals, because we cannot just have students learning in silos. We need them to work in a very collaborative way, and also get students to work with other students from other disciplines. We cannot just have people thinking in a very one-directional way. We need interaction between students from different disciplines, because they can learn a lot from each other. The aspect of entrepreneurship is to make sure that they can have access to customers, because a lot of student entrepreneurs, they have great ideas, but they have no clear picture who is going to use their products. And we want them to start testing their ideas with potential customers before they launch any idea to the market. The last aspect is, of course, when we have great ideas, we need also to have access to capital, and that's part of the aspect, as I mentioned, 4C strategy that we have adopted. Next one. So we do have on campus 10 innovation zones. And those zones, or each of those innovation zones, serves as a startup incubator focused on a very particular industry. We have one for fashion. We have one for, of course, engineering and entrepreneurship. But also we have innovation in law. We have one in social ventures. So a lot of people think about entrepreneurship just with business ideas. Social ventures are also important, because we have a lot of people who can bring solutions to the issues that we are having as society. And I can tell you that for the past 10 years, the growth has been organic and student-driven. We want to trust our students. We want to give them opportunities to be successful and support them, but also let them lead those initiatives. And of course, at the top of the 10 zones, we have one called DMZ, formerly Digital Media Zone, that is now considered as the #1 university incubator in the world, based on the KPIs that we use, but also KPIs that are used by ranking agencies around the world. In our zone learning network, we connect the entrepreneurs at the beginning of their journey, where there is a great opportunity to make an impact. The idea here is just to make sure that they're successful, not to control them. And of course, not everyone will be an entrepreneur, but every student gets valuable skills in learning about it. We want to develop that entrepreneurial mindset where students can grow their ideas even if they're not necessarily startup. Next slide, please. Those are just some statistics. We have over 400 active startups each year on our campus. We have incubated so far in the past dozen years 4,700 startups, created more than 5,000 jobs. And one of the things that we focus with our students, instead of waiting until they graduate to apply for a job, we want them when they graduate, in one hand, to get their degrees, and in the other hand, to have a startup where they create jobs for themselves and for others. And I think that will be something very significant to cities and countries around the world. And that is something that we are very proud of what we have done in the past 10, 15 years. And those startups that have been created have raised so far $2.7 billion. The most important thing that we encourage is also to make sure that we have more female entrepreneurs in our ecosystem. And so far, 43% of the people who are in different innovation zones at our university are female. And 25% are first-time entrepreneurs. 91% of students in professional skills programs say that this is also an opportunity to work, place really even before they start their journey or their careers. Next slide. Now, I'd like to talk about why I wanted to really talk about EI. Of course, I highlight the work we are doing through our innovation ecosystem, because as the president, I have come to learn that our students are not waiting for us. They do never wait for us. Either we are with them, or we'll see them flying. This generation of students are being changed, or are being changed and growing with technology, including artificial intelligence. I cannot compete with my own kids in terms of use of technology, because it's a different generation. They're born with technology, and they are so sophisticated with today's technology. Every aspect of our lives, as you know, learning, teaching, working, is shaped by technology. If we don't adapt with them and keep moving forward, we will lose them. This brings me to the topic of artificial intelligence and how we are supporting the use of AI in our innovation ecosystem, as well as our teaching, learning, research activities at the university. And I'll give you just flavor of some of the things that we are doing. Next slide. This is an example. And of course, not talking about engineering, because in engineering and science, AI is everywhere. In other areas, AI also has adopted or being adopted. And we, in this case, we have a faculty that is focusing on creative thinking. It's called the Creative School. And we adopted a model here. We call it the Creative AI Hub, which is something very unique. We know that AI will cause a fundamental shift in all industries. Of course, we expect the focus to be on and shift will happen in more traditional disciplines such as engineering, computer science, and medicine. But actually, creative industries are even more prone to disruptions. Digital data and AI literacy are correlated with survivals in the creative industries. Important work is being done to bring together creativity and AI. Disciplines in the social sciences, arts, and creative studies play a critical role in helping us find ways to work with AI in ethical and human-centered ways that consider long-term impact. We are seeing a much stronger literacy on AI and data governance in creative industries. At our university, we launched the Creative AI Hub in 2023. Next slide. It was launched by the university in collaboration with an industry partner, a company called Flybits. And I'd like to mention the importance of trust in students, as I mentioned from the beginning. This gentleman here started this company, Flybits, when he was a student. His name is Hussein Rahman. He's actually the one who founded our incubator DMZ 13, 14 years ago. At that time, he was a student in computer science. He did his bachelor in computer science, master's and PhD. And he founded this company in our incubator. And now it's one of the most successful companies in Canada. And one of the tools that he's using is AI. So basically, we are also celebrating how our students can transform industries when we trust them from the beginning. Not leave them until they graduate and start their own ventures, but try to give them opportunities to contribute and to be successful even before they graduate. So Flybits is a leading customer experience platform for the financial services sector. It's used now by major banks in Canada. It was created, as I mentioned, by Hussein Rahman after completing his undergraduate and graduate studies at CMU. Hussein joined the faculty for the Creative School as professor. His educational background is in computer science and artificial intelligence, but his work now is in a very interdisciplinary manner. He's a visiting faculty also at MIT, and it's focusing on building synergies between various disciplines, including creative industries. In many of the things that Hussein has done is to reach out to other disciplines and work with others to create opportunities for interdisciplinary research, but also creating ventures based on those collaborations. And as I said, this company, Flybits, is now a global company with a large number of international investors, including MasterCard and Vodafone in Europe. And that kind of the example of success that started with a student. Next slide. Oh, this one. No, that one. The Creative AI Hub follows a unique holistic approach to improve creative disciplines with the power of AI. It looks at AI from a top-down point of view, beginning with the philosophy of AI so that students can understand in which context you need a certain type of AI. Then it continues with the manual components of AI, including tools and algorithm complexities Ultimately, the goal is to empower students and researchers to benefit from AI and apply it to their unique areas of interest. This way, there will be highly trained individuals in AI working across different fields and within very different disciplines. The Creative AI Hub serves both internal faculty and students and also external partners. And the work in the slide here, the work of the Hub is focusing on 5 areas. First of all, at the university level for the curriculum, offering 3 affiliated courses, AI modules, and graduating 50 students per year. Second, term of research, which is core and applied research on AI as, of course, possibilities for publications and patents. The third element is entrepreneurship, where this is an opportunity to interconnect talent from the Creative AI Hub to our larger learning network and supporting entrepreneurs. And finally, which is important, funding is also to support and enable research grants, contracts, and faculty grants. Next slide. Okay. And how do we support our larger community? First of all, through sharing news and information. Second, hosting community showcases and industry talks. Third, through conferences. The Creative AI Hub is just one example that I want to share with you of a model that we are using to support different disciplines, including, in this case, creative industries. Next slide. There is also much more happening on our campus. As I mentioned, our incubator, DMC, is home to a vast group of companies that are working in really contributing to different developments using AI. These are just few examples of companies that have become major driving forces behind modern technology, and I want to share with you one of them, or two here. The Handy AI is a software as a service platform designed to manage AI-powered virtual teammates. They handle routine tasks and engage human experts when needed to create a human-like experience with their clients with significant results in cost saving. The second one, and why I want to select this as an example here, is Structure Plus. It's a cloud-based structural analysis and optimization application for steel and concrete structures. It has the ability to optimize structural designs by up to 30% in a matter of hours, resulting in less material usage and safe structures. We learned a lot from you, Dr. Ashraf. And a number of other examples that I don't have time to elaborate here. Next slide, please. As more and more work is done with AI, we must also consider the impact to data privacy. For the last 20 years, personal data has been used by millions of small businesses and startups for customer insights, market predictions, and personalized digital services. This data was widely considered company property, even though the data originated from the private behavior of customers. In very recent years, we are now seeing significant changes in how companies approach data privacy. And I'm sure you hear this in the news all the time. These factors have caused this shift. First of all, we have a customer mistrust. Customers are incredibly aware that their personal data is bought, sold, and used without their consent, and they are resisting this practice. Second, government action. Lawmakers are turning their attention to regulating data markets and protecting personal digital rights. We are seeing this across the world, but especially in the European Union, which was also one of the first to start regulating the use of AI. Don't be surprised when you see the inauguration of President Trump that the first row was occupied by IT company leaders. They're very concerned about those changes, and they want to be part of the leadership team that will shape those laws in the U.S. So what's going on in the U.S. should be a warning for all of us. Number three, market competition. Finally, we have seen companies like Apple upgrade their privacy protection, which has a massive impact on their competition, social media sites, device manufacturers, and app developers. Finally, users are gaining more control of the data they generate, and this is a good thing happening. Next one. Turning our attention back to education. As I mentioned at the top of my presentation, AI is also impacting how we approach teaching, learning, and research. Next slide. There is some really good opportunities for students in terms of improving their learning with AI technology. There are technologies like bespoke bots, as an example, that allow students to create their own bots. Students can create one for a course to help them improve their knowledge of the material. They can engage with the text in a very different way, allowing them to create study guides, work on simple problems, and other ways to help them get stronger in subject matter. We must also keep in mind the number of ethical considerations in using technologies, and we are experiencing those difficulties. As educators, it's very important for us to train students to use these technologies as a way to upskill, not to deskill. In other words, having the board teach them something, not do something for them. And I think that's the line that we need to draw between their contribution and the work done by a machine for them. Next slide. Similarly, AI technology presents us with opportunities for teachers. One example is the use of AI teaching assistant tools. These tools can help create tests, course descriptions, and even lesson plans. And there are also ethical considerations here that will require some work with policies in universities around the world. This includes ensuring that we maintain the highest quality of teaching, and also that we abide by rules that institutions have around what work is done by what group of people. So it's always who is responsible and who is behind the idea. Next. Finally, some of the most impactful opportunities that those are or the impact of AI in research. One of our researchers at TMU, Professor April Khadimi, uses AI in her research team. Professor Khadimi is a Canada Research Chair in AI for medical imaging. And I'm sure you have people here at your university that are involved in this type of research. So she and her team are making extraordinary breakthroughs in the diagnosis of breast cancer using artificial intelligence and medical imaging to make better diagnoses. She's also leveraging machine learning tools to automatically analyze MRI images and detect structures in the brain. This research resulted in a patented tool that can help transform how we diagnose dementia and vascular disease, leading to earlier detection and improved patient outcomes. These are just a few of the many examples of the way in which artificial intelligence tools are changing the way we do research at TMU and other universities. And of course, there are exciting possibilities with this technology, particularly around the analysis of large data sets. One of the things that AI is very good at doing in reading large bodies of text and then identifying patterns and trends within the body of text. AI is also quite good at statistical analysis and visualization of data. Again, identifying trends in large data sets that are difficult for people to identify individually through close reading. And then for data scientists and researchers, there is early indication of strong potential for identifying and reviewing data early or for doing quality assurance and identifying mistakes and errors in data and in code. There are a range of automation of tasks that could be facilitated through the use of AI, including creating summary notes on large documents, labeling and indexing documents, literature reviews, and much more. And of course, ethical considerations include things like quality assurance, data privacy and protection considerations that we have already discussed. So my last slide. Next one. I have just shared a very brief overview of the impact that AI is having on innovation in higher education institutions. There is much more work to be done, and many more questions to answer. And also we are exploring opportunities of collaboration in NED and TMU, and I'm sure those are areas that we need to elaborate more and finding ways to work together. This is an exciting time. A lot of opportunity lies ahead of those that are really to take risks and take new and innovative approaches to tackling issues across all disciplines. We are today celebrating 50 years of success with CSI. I would like us also to think about how we can do better job in the next 50 years, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Lakshmi, for your visionary talk and talk about very important subject, AI, and relating it with Ashraf Habilulla. Now, the second keynote speech is from one of the famous architect of Pakistan, Mr. Asad Khan, and he has been president of the PCAT, CEO, MD of NESPARK, and a very good golfer also. and that's yeah, without golf is incomplete. So I'll without any much I'll request Asad Khan to please come and share his thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Our esteemed guest of honor and chief guest, Dr. Ashraf Habilulla, Dr. Sarosh Lodi, he just left, Dr. Mohammad Lashmi, and all the NEDs present here, and our distinguished guests from Canada. Assalamu alaikum. This privilege of the keynote address was given to me primarily because I held two positions. One of chairman of the Council of Architects and Town Planners, known as PCAT, and the other distinction of being the first architect, MD of NESPARK. So this, according to my two friends, Shahid Bashir and Mr. Adil, that qualifies me to give this address here. Thank you for this honor. Anyway. So I stand here before you this evening to speak on the role of software design in creating sustainable buildings, as the topic was given to me. As we all know, software design has emerged as an indispensable tool. It enables us to optimize building performance, streamline the design process, and collaborate more effectively with fellow professionals. Therefore, there cannot be varying opinions on the role and importance of software design in all engineering and architectural projects. Software design has become an integral part of all projects, that's for sure. So we have here with us this evening Dr. Ashraf Habilulla, whom we are honoring as a legendary NED alumni whose pioneering work as founder of Computer and Structures Incorporated, commonly known as CSI, has been instrumental in shaping the built environment. His innovative spirit, dedication, and commitment to excellence have led to the development of groundbreaking software solutions like ETAP, SAP 2000, and CSI Bridge, which have received worldwide recognition and used by engineers, like we've heard, all over the world, or at least in 160 countries. These software tools designed by his company have revolutionized the way we design, analyze, and construct buildings. By leveraging advanced software, we can optimize structural systems for reduced material usage and enhanced sustainability. We can stimulate and analyze building performance under various environmental conditions, streamline design process, and reduce the margin of errors. Moreover, we can create detailed data-driven models that facilitate informed decision-making. Such is not only the power but effectiveness of software design. So Ashraf Habilulla is an outstanding software developer. The tools he created have transformed the way professionals design and analyze buildings. So this evening is essentially about Dr. Ashraf Habilulla, his achievements and accomplishments with the establishment of his company, the Computer and Structures Incorporated, which completes 50 years of its existence this year. And here we are, celebrating the great professional and gentleman that you are, who did his MS from the University of California in Berkeley in 1970, and in just 5 years, in 1975, established CSI as an earthquake engineering software company in Berkeley itself, and in no time, CSI earned a global reputation as pioneering the development of software for structural and earthquake engineering. It is enlightening for us to know that CSI software was used in the design of the iconic Burj Khalifa, the One World Trade Center, Taipei Tower, 101 Tower, Bird's Nest Stadium, and many others, including a cable-stayed bridge over the Panama Canal. This fact alone places Dr. Ashraf Habilulla on a very high pedestal of great achievers, and therefore must truly be celebrated. And of course, stating very categorically, as your invitation also put very proudly, it all started here in NED in 1965. So as we honor this unique personality, there is another dimension to his personality. He is passionate about the arts and many social causes. Interestingly, he co-founded a ballet company called the Diablo Ballet, which is known for its captivating performances and company outreach programs. So just as CSI was committed to the power of software, the Diablo Ballet is committed to bringing the power of dance to its community. Not surprisingly, Dr. Ashraf Habilulla also founded another company, the Engineers Alliance for the Arts, in 1997, which involves school children with technology and focuses on artistic aspects of bridge engineering. For all his successful initiatives and accomplishments, it is no wonder that he should be a recipient of many international awards. He received the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASCE, George Winter Award in 2005, and earlier in 2004, he received the San Francisco Business Award for outstanding individual contribution to the arts community. Another big award was given to him by the American Concrete Institute, ACI, the Charles Whitney Medal for computer applications that have changed and modernized structural engineering practice to a level not known a few decades ago. The list of awards and citations that he has received are endless, but ironically, none so far from his home country. It is therefore all the more gratifying that the NED Association of Pakistan has taken this welcome step of honoring this legendary NED alumni, the versatile Dr. Ashraf Habibullah. This step needs to go way higher, to the steps of the powers that be in our country, for here is a man of Pakistani origin, a proud Pakistani American, who has singularly achieved much international acclaim and recognition for the tremendous groundbreaking role that he has played in the advancement of technology for a better world. So thoughtfully, providing engineers with the tools to design earthquake-resist structures, Dr. Ashraf Habibullah's software has played a critical role in mitigating the risks associated with seismic activity and has helped to create safer, more resilient communities around the world. His work continues to have a profound impact on the built environment. I will close my address with a suggestion to the NED alumni, the NED Association Pakistan, to recommend to the government of Pakistan to very kindly confer the award of Hilal-e-Imtiyaz on Dr. Ashraf Habibullah. A man to reckon with for the great pioneering role and significant contribution he has made. His legacy will continue to inspire new generations of engineers, architects, and software developers. I thank you all for listening to me patiently. And Dr. Ashraf Habibullah, you're a great man indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadai Khan. Just when he was entering into this hall, he met Ashraf Habilulla. Said that I'm meeting you first time here, but I tried to gather more information about you to speak about you, and then Ashraf replied that you are having a tough time now. But I suppose he really opened many avenues about Ashraf Habibullah, and we all are definitely with you about your suggestion for suggesting to the government of Pakistan to give Ashraf Habibullah Hilal Imtiaz. Now we'll have a break for 15 minutes, and then our second edition of our program will start downstairs. I thank all of you for your patient hearing and look forward to all of you downstairs. There we'll have some other sorts of discussions and probably a celebratory talk from Ashraf. Thank you very much. our legendary Ashraf Habilulla. So please give him a big hand to Mr. Ashraf Habilulla for this activity. Thank you, Ashraf. There are 4 components of this particular project. One was the rainwater harvesting plus rainwater mitigation, because the campus used to be on a lower level as compared to the road. So whenever rain comes, all the water used to come inside the campus. So all the peripheral walls were raised, and you saw that at the entrance we developed a ramp so that the outside water cannot enter. Then we also constructed drains and 2 wells so that all the rainwater accumulated during the rains can go to those wells, and it is one part. The second part is the facade development and facade reshaping in this way. Then you see on my left side is the state-of-the-art classroom facility, which we call for direct learning from anywhere in the world. So the smart class is there. And then during the presentation, you also saw that 100 kilowatt solarization, solar plants have been, solar panels have been installed here. So now this campus is 100% on solar. So again, it's a great achievement and also a very sustainable idea to have not only this, but also we are striving to have NED main campus also at this moment of time. 20% of main campus load is also solarized, and another campus, LEJ campus, is 100% solarized. So with the assistance and help and sponsorships of our alumni from various parts of the world, from North America, from Canada, from Australia, we are trying to execute these projects. Now we come to the part We'll have a panel discussion on role of software in sustainable building design. For that, I'll request the panelists for this discussion. I'll request, first of all, Professor Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor, NED University, may please take the seat on the stage as the academician. Please give him a big hand. I'll request Architect Komal Parvez to please come on the stage. Architect Komal Parvez. Thank you, Komal. Now I'll request Engineer Shahab Akhtar to please come on the stage. In the end, I'll request Engineer Zainab to please come on the stage. Before the start of the panel discussion, let me introduce to you the panelists for this discussion. Of course, Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi, the Vice Chancellor of NED University, everybody knows him. He doesn't need any introduction, but I'll skip with your permission, I'll skip your introduction. I'll introduce to you the other panelists. Komal Parvez is an architect and landscape architect practicing in Karachi. She established the first landscape architecture firm in Pakistan called Landscape Architecture Studio. She has worked on projects all over Pakistan and internationally in UAE and Africa in the public and private sector, including the transportation project. She's chairperson of CHAO, an organization that conducts tree plantation and landscape design for public institutions. I believe, madam, you are a graduate of Dawood University, and you have a degree from NED University. So she has some affiliation. She is a graduate of Dawood University, and she got a degree from the NED University of Engineering and Technology. So half NEDian. Next, we have Sayyid Shahab Akhtar, who holds a BE degree in Civil Engineering from NED University and Masters from University of Oxford.
After the wheel is this computer and the microchip. So there's no point in saying how important it is. We cannot imagine life without computer. That's the full stop. Now, with the time, the use of computer is becoming more and more challenging, because what Dr. Lachimi said in the earlier session, that the AI and the ecosystem around that is going to change the complete landscape of the universities, and especially the pedagogy that we are working on. And unless we understand the challenges, we are not anywhere. And with my apologies to my two Canadian friends, I'll just recite a shair from Allama Iqbal. And he said this thing probably 100 years ago, कि ना समझोगे तो मिट जाओगे हिंदुस्तान वालों, तुम्हारी दास्तां तक न होगी दास्तानों में. I'll end with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarosh. Now I'll move to Komal. So, taking cue from what Dr. Sarosh said, what is your opinion on the role of landscape architects in creating sustainable environment?
Thank you. Well, landscape architecture, before it was known as landscape architecture. We know it as having a good environment and also ecology. So when landscape architecture was formed, one of the founders of landscape architecture sort of devised a system called the GIS system, which is known as the Geographical Information System. And that was key in changing the field of landscape architecture, because that gave landscape architects a huge overview about the development of land. And landscape architecture uses other software as well, like AutoCAD, et cetera, and also, Rivet and, BIM. But I think that the true soul of landscape architecture is in feelings, how it, evokes feelings of happiness, of calmness, and that cannot be achieved by computers. That can be achieved only by the input of the designer. And I think that in every field, I don't know about, of course, they are like masters of structural engineers are here, but I think that their design stems from passion. And it's not just about computers. We rule the computer because we're passionate about our field.
Thank you, Komal. Now moving to Shahab. Shahab, you have an exposure of lot of foreign architects while you were working in AKU, and I believe you were also involved in the construction of Children's Hospital in Kabul, and now you are in Indus Hospital. So how do you define the sustainable building design, especially with respect to hospital industry, which is a part of hospitality industry?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you, Sohail, for inviting. Past few days, I have to upgrade my knowledge and started to take notes and to prepare for this talk. From the basic definition, it's to create buildings and structures which are energy efficient, environmental friendly, and these should conserve energy, and resources should not become a burden. But I just want to say here, why we ended up here and looking for sustainable.
More industries, what I see is that the more you adopt more you adopt AI and technology, the faster your progress is. And as we are developing faster, our needs are changing. I feel specifically to the young generation now that they need to adopt to these changes and adapt to these changes, so that you have AI tools that are just like your assistant. They help you. They are not replacing you. They cannot replace you. They are not the ultimate brain. So what we have to do is we have to adopt and adapt, and where our time is more optimized, we are able to do better things, progress forward, and maybe inshallah one day move to another planets and create a habitat, human habitat there. So I think big and adopt technology.
Thank you. Thank you. Komal, how is software used for sustainable design in landscape architecture, and special with reference to what is the way forward to make Karachi a sustainable city? Button press kar. The green light will, press kar.
So these are two questions, and I think I answered the first one about AI, but I would like to stress what the role of architects and landscape architects are. First, architects and landscape architects, coordinate with engineering firms, for example, in the field of highway design. Landscape architects and highway designers work in tandem because they have to mitigate the carbon emissions, so it's a very close connection. And then most of the bulk of the work of landscape architecture is in the public domain. And the quality of a city is only gauged by how good your public spaces are. So if we look at Karachi, I'm sure I don't have to explain much, but we have ignored our public spaces. We have created, islands of excellence, but this excellence sort of doesn't go through the common, person, When a person is walking on a sidewalk, just imagine what he is experiencing and how much stress he has just to cross the road, just to walk on the sidewalk and reach his destination. So we need to really concentrate on our public spaces. And the second thing about Karachi are the lack of trees. We had this horrible heat island effect a couple of years ago where about 1,300 people died. And the mortuaries were full. There was no place to bury them. So we started this group called Chao, which sort of goes and it plants trees in public spaces. But the thing is that Karachi is losing old trees. The only old tree that I see is right in front of me, and that's because it's protected, or in the zoological gardens, or in the old city of Sadr. But they're fast disappearing. So we have one major problem in Karachi, that we don't have a landscape policy. Like we have building bylaws, every city in the world, every decent city in the world has a landscape policy. Laws for the environment, and laws for open spaces, and laws for, public places. So we
also do have some rules.
But you need to implement them, and it has to go through legislation. Yeah. So it's very important that we have that. And Karachi, by the way, has a lot of water. You would be surprised that, so just imagine that all those people are using water. Where does that water go? Why can't we harness it? It just goes into the Arabian Sea. So we have all the water in the world. We need the will.
Just to add up, all the water which we using here is being harvested. And at the NED University, 100% water generated at NED University is being recycled and being used for plantage. And now we have more plants and less water, so we are thinking.
And that's about the excessive development in the city. Landscape architects also work with urban planners, but they also work with developers. All over the world, when a development is taking place, the developer sort of adopts an entire green space just to mitigate the impact of that development. So if we have that, because most of the development in Karachi is through developers of real estate. So we can solve a lot of things. And I think that all the problems can be solved very simply. It's just common sense.
Thank you. Dr. Sarosh, what does future holds in sustainable building design, and especially with relation to the challenges and opportunities in using software for sustainable building design?
Sir, bear me out. I think sustainability and human race can't go together. Humans are the most destructive race available on this planet. And I'm sure all of you did agree with that. That our needs are such that we need to build buildings. We need a roof on top of our head. We can't live like animals on open. We need to communicate and commute from places to places. We need to move around the world. So that's for sure that humans are the most destructive race or species available on the planet, and they are the people responsible for making this planet inhabitable. Now comes the question of sustainability, that how can we mitigate the destructive nature of human species? And this is where it is a challenge. Despite of I've heard this word sustainability from a group of Canadian students who were, Canadian professors and engineers who were representing the Canadian Association for Civil Engineers. Dr. Saeed Mirza, Bedar Bakht, Leslie Yeager, they used to be very frequent visitors to Pakistan in the 80s. And somebody then made a comment that all the structural engineers end up talking about sustainability, even though they are the people responsible for disrupting the sustainability. Now, the other important thing is that we need to learn to live in a very different manner, especially with the challenges that are available. There are engineering solutions available. Yes, there is, but you know, whatever we do through engineering has its own limitations. It's the change of the mindset that is needed. You were talking about how to make Karachi sustainable. Karachi can be made sustainable if we are replaced by a new set of 30 million people. Because the way we live in Karachi can never be sustainable, that's for sure. So it's actually the way we waste our water, the way we waste our, throw our garbage, the way we, do things in life. We have to really learn to discipline and change and mend ways with the environment, and that's what it's been done in the West. I was in Australia a couple of days ago, and the sky was much more bluer than the sky in Karachi. And the mornings were felt much more healthier than we feel here in Karachi. All right, Sydney is not as big as Karachi. But at the same time, they have understood and they have trained their generations after generation to protect the environment and the things around them. I think apart from having an engineering solution to sustainability, I think we need to train our generation to learn to live in a sustainable manner.
Thank you, Dr. Sarosh. Shahab. You have worked at Aga Khan, now you are working at Indus Hospital. Probably you must have learned the art of sustainable building design at Aga Khan also. So now coming back to Indus Hospital, what sustainable building design features have you incorporated in the new building? Do I need to repeat the question or you got it?
No,
you were
I
busy
think
in
I got
the...
it right.
You don't need to answer.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, at AKDN as well as Indus. Nahi kaam kar raha?
Correct.
So we had the opportunity to work with international consultants at AKDN, and at that time I felt that we are way behind in our efforts when we encountered the work from the foreign consultants at AKDN. But our local teams learned very quickly, and all kinds of you talked about water harvesting. Our site at Link Road was about 1,200 acres. And it was designed in such a fashion that not a single water drop would be allowed to leave the site. So unfortunately, that project didn't come up. And coming to Indus, I think Indus is a unique experience for me after working with the AKDN. For the benefit of my audience, I would like to talk about a little bit Indus. Indus is a free of cost hospital. And it's expanding. We have about to construct, we are almost done with the structure of 3.5 million square feet. We are going to develop 1,400 beds there. Already we have opened up emergency and clinics in the new building. The Indus network has about 12 hospitals in Pakistan, and the impact that we are making is providing healthcare free of cost to about 500,000 per month. That's 6 million patients a year. So that's what Indus is doing. Yes, on the design side at the new buildings, we have got terracotta screens wrapped around the facade, and plus the double glazed windows are there. So the heat load is very minimal. And you'll be amazed that about 300 to 400,000 square feet of construction is minimally air conditioned with small tonnage. In addition to that, we have got solar about 1 megawatt plus on our rooftop, and we are using two different set of lines for trapping the gray water and black water. We have got a large sewage treatment plant. And the end product would be used in our landscaping areas and the cooling towers. In addition to that, we've got many systems on low voltage, and the BMS is extensively used in HVAC in all areas. Even the lighting is on BMS. So we are very conscious about our burden on fossil fuels.
Thank you, Shahab. Now the last question with Zainab. You claim yourself to be a successful entrepreneur. So just give us a feeling that technical startups often struggle with balancing innovation and monetization. How do you ensure Consumer Connect remains both cutting edge and commercially viable?
So I'll give a brief introduction about what Consumer Connect is. I co-founded Consumer Connect around 3 years back. It's a platform which connects businesses to audiences because we felt data integrity in Pakistan is severely compromised. Or if not compromised, we are unable to have that. So through consumer insights and behavioral studies, we help businesses and different sort of researchers answer the problem or pain points. Now coming on to your answer that how do we scale as a business and keep innovation and technology together, I think the core of any business is to understand what is the heart of the problem. A lot of innovators and a lot of tech people and even different businesses, our target audience is ourselves and our first circle. So what I feel is when you're out there starting a business or any sort of a startup, you should understand that you're out there to solve a problem. How do you do that? You go out and talk to people. You go out of your comfort zone and talk to people out there. So for example, when I started and I stepped into this field, this was not at all related to what I had done earlier. And I spoke to not only industry, people in the industry, but people who were businesses and startups who were struggling with basic research and basic questions, answers to their questions. And also then secondary research also played. So my advice to anybody who is trying to scale a business is, please, number one, understand your pain point, what problem you're solving, and then quickly and in a fast-paced manner, iterate. Iterate and iterate and iterate till you reach to your product.
Thank you, Zainab. I'm thankful to all the panelists for a wonderful discussion on the very important topic of role of software in sustainable building design. And we had a variety of discussion from Shahab, from Komal, from Zainab, and of course, from Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi. With this, we come to end of this panel discussion. I'll request Ashraf Habilulla to please join on the stage to for giveaways. First of all, we'll give a piece of memento to engineer Zainab.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Next, I'll request Shahab Akhtar to receive his memento. Shahab. Next, I'll request architect Komal Parvez to receive a memento. Komal. Next, I'll request Dr. Sarosh to please receive his token of appreciation. Now, I'll request the keynote speaker, architect Asad Aye Khan, to please come on the stage to receive the memento. Architect Asad Khan is left. He's not here? Okay. Now I'll request Dr. Mohammad Lachmi, the keynote speaker, the President and Vice Chancellor of Toronto Metropolitan University, MU. Thank you. Please take your seats. Thank you very much. Hello. अच्छा, आ जाए. Center, you center. Yeah, you come forward, come forward. Now we'll share with you the story and journey of CSI and Ashraf Habilulla. It's a video presentation on the various feats of Ashraf Habilulla and CSI.
बंदर रोड से के माड़ी मेरी चली रे घोड़ा गाड़ी बाबू हो जाना पुष्पा. This is M.A. Jinnah Road, the most popular street of Karachi. Once it was called Bandar Road. ये आया रेडियो पाकिस्तान है गोया खबरों की दुकान. Burns Road today, the area nearby is a food street for taste seekers. Not far from this street of taste seekers is a world of knowledge seekers, under the shadow of an old chimney of a furnace. Here used to come the bright of the brightest to learn knowledge of modern engineering and technology. Actually, this is the old campus of NED University of Engineering and Technology. There used to be a rush of students from all walks of life, which has now shifted to a new university campus. This college has the honor of producing great engineers under the guidance of highly educated and motivated faculty. If I say that the engineers produced by this humble world of technology brighten the world of engineering, it will not be an exaggeration. A living example of this proposition is the man we are going to introduce today. The amazing personality, the great son of Pakistan, the proud of NED. Do you recognize him?
Assalamu alaikum. For those that don't know me, I'm Ashraf Habilulla.
Ashraf Habilulla belongs to a family where both father and mother were very literate. In the decade of 1930s, both of them were studying in Osmania University, Hyderabad, Deccan. However, he is a star of the East and the West who spent his early childhood from London to Karachi to Quetta and Peshawar. He is fluent in both English and Urdu and entertains his audience with the humor side of his personality and astonishes with the depth of his thought on human life and provides lessons to both young and old in humoristic, philosophical ways. A high school graduate from Karachi Grammar School, became popular and prominent amongst his colleagues due to his multi-talented personality, but is a great appreciator of the fine arts, a great admirer of Muhammad Rafi, and himself a singer. With all these great talents, this gifted young man graduated from NED in 1969. NED not only educated Ashraf, but also made him a logical thinker who instilled in him a lifelong quest for learning. Ashraf Habibullah still credits NED for his great achievements.
Honestly, 50 years after I graduated, I still have the same level of gratitude and appreciation for what that university did for me. The incredible education that taught me how to think logically, and the wonderful professors that instilled in me a lifelong willingness to learn.
Without the sacrifices of his parents, who really knew the power of education, in 1969 sold their Islamabad house to send the young Habibullah to Berkeley University, California, to make him today's Ashraf Habilulla, the honor of our nation and a star of the world of science and reason. 1969 was the year there was great protests in the US about the Vietnam War. The same year, man had also landed on the moon. Meanwhile, in Berkeley University, a new science era was blooming. In this environment of greater scientific progress, Ashraf Habilulla entered his practical life. He is the one who jointly produced the first engineering software for personal computers in 1975. It was a time when Microsoft was a stranger to the world.
I started CSI as a software company before there was Microsoft, and everybody told me at that time that it wouldn't work because software was developed at universities by professors,
right,
and they gave it away for free. So you're going to starve. You know.
CSI, the Computers and Structural Incorporation, was founded with Ashraf Habilulla as its first president and CEO. This company works for earthquake and structural engineering software with its base in Berkeley, California. Today, CSI software is accepted as flag bearer of structural and anti-earthquake engineering. It is used for design and analysis on multi-storied buildings. This CSI software is a pearl of structure engineering. It gives structural strength a face of beauty and dignity to high-rise buildings all throughout the world. Today, 160 countries are using this software. Here are names of some high-rise buildings which are structured based on CSI, starting with the world's tallest building, Burj Al Khalifa in Dubai. Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago. the Makkah Royal Clock Tower Hotel, One World Trade Center, New York, Petronas Twin Tower, Malaysia, Olympic Bird Nest Stadium, Beijing, Shanghai World International Center. Ashraf Habilulla, due to his unique speaking talents, is appreciated and recognized as a great speaker on topics of human development, philosophy, and psychology. He is invited as a keynote speaker in academia, be that the East or West. These events are attended by experts in large numbers and are sponsored by prominent universities all across the world. He has also donated his software to many universities of the world because Ashraf Habilulla has understood the reality of life and death.
The biggest tragedy in life is coming to the end of your life and looking back and thinking of all of those opportunities that you missed because you were scared to answer the door when opportunity knocked.
Ashraf Habilulla is a living example of those who work hard for the greater and noble goals and not for money and power. But money and honor comes through achievement of noble and greater goals. He also proved and showed the world that when you achieve that position, you owe to the society which raised that position.
To all of you structural engineers out there, especially you young professionals and you students, you want to know about the impact of your profession on society? Well, consider this. Every monument that is standing out there as a testament to the grandeur of humanity is only standing because of you.
Ashraf Habilulla has a deep and personal interest in the study of human psychology and human behavior.
People that love us are human beings, people that hate us are human beings. So why is it not mandatory for all of us to have human psychology as a mandatory subject, just like we are forced to learn how to read and write?
Ashraf also has a keen passion for the arts and social causes. He is co-founder of the critically acclaimed Diablo Ballet in 1993 and the founder of the Engineers Alliance for the Arts in 1997. In the world, the field of engineering is a monopoly of men. Iowa State University has done a lot of work in this regard. An organization called Women in Science and Technology, or WISE, W-I-S-E, is active here. The organization celebrated an evening with Ashraf Habilulla.
Oh my God!
किसी शायर ने कहा है, सुन तो सही जहां में है तेरा फसाना क्या, कहती है तुझको खल्क खुदा गायबाना क्या.
I've been a fan of Ashraf for a long time, and I feel a little awkward talking about myself, but I will do so, with there was one line that somebody said, actually Ashraf, you said, and that was because I owe it to you. This is around that $500 check. And I'm still, that encapsulated everything for me. We have forgotten that we owe something to somebody at all times. We are nobodies.
अशरफ हबीबुल्लाह जैसी शख्सियात NEDians के लिए जो है एक मशले राह है कि किस तरीके से अपने अल्मा मैटर को सपोर्ट किया जाता है, किस तरीके से अपने अल्मा मैटर के लिए पास आउट होने के बाद जो है वो अपनी जानिब से क्या कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट किया जा सकता है. मैं अशरफ हबीबुल्लाह साहब को सल्यूट करता हूँ.
अशरफ हबीबुल्लाह इज अ यूनिक NED alumnus. इस तरह का मैंने तो कोई दूसरा alumnus नहीं देखा. The kind of professional quality that he has provided to the engineering world is tremendous. Apart from that, he's such a generous, kind-hearted man he has been supporting everybody, whether it is COVID pandemic or it is flood or it is any need of NED University. Or Hamisha, he has never used the word no, as far as I know.
50 years have passed since Ashraf Habilulla left NED. He might have left NED, but NED did not leave him. That same mischievous Ashraf is still part of his personality. When students are in front of him, he is such a student himself, he becomes the one entertaining the classroom with his jokes before the teacher even enters that class. Wearing a jacket with lights, Ashraf jokingly explains to them the mysteries of living.
Make the employees feel that it is because of them that the company is running. You know, we sell software in 160 countries. Every major structure, whether it's the Petronas Tower in Malaysia or whether it's the Freedom Tower in New York. Now, I would be happy to stand up and say, hey man, what an incredible guy am I. But I know that without the people that work in the company, I would be zero.
Every Pakistani is proud of Ashraf Habilulla. Ashraf Habibullah is admired by every NEDian. Ashraf Habibullah's scientific friendship is actually humanitarianism. Ashraf Habilulla is not only a great personality and an unparalleled engineer, but he is the pride of our entire humanity.
बंदर रोड से की माड़ी मेरी चली रे घोड़ा गाड़ी बाबू हो जाना फुटपाथ पर
बंदर रोड से के माड़ी चली रे मेरे घोड़ा गाड़ी और अभी थोड़ी देर बाद बंस रोड के मज़े भी इंशाल्लाह आपको मिलेंगे. Now we are moving to the next segment. We are fortunate to have a letter from heaven, and that letter will be narrated by nobody else but engineer Aftab Rizvi. He just received a letter from heaven and he wants to share that letter from heaven. So I request Aftab Rizvi to please come.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. सरोज साहब, ये ख़त असल में अशरफ हबीबुल्ला साहब ने लिखा है सरोज लोधी साहब के नाम. तो अगर वो भी हैं तो सामने आ जाए. सरोज भाई किधर है? सफ़वान साहब, थैंक यू. भाई जिनके लिए ख़त लिखा है वो तो नज़र आए ना. ख़वातीन व हज़रात, अशरफ हबीबुल्ला साहब के बारे में तो ज़रा आज़ान हो जाए. अब बेहतर होगा कि नमाज का वक्फा दे दें, चलने दें।
बना दो या जब शुरू हो जब शुरू हो तकरीर की। अच्छा ये वो उसको बोल दें हमें अपने मोबाइल में बना दो।
किस मोबाइल में बना दो, फौरी मिल जाएगी मुझे।
हाँ
ख़वातीन और हज़रात, मैं भी आप सब की तरह अशरफ हबीबुल्ला साहब को खुश आमदीद कहता हूँ। पेशतर इसके कि मैं ये अज़ान के बाद जो जन्नत से ख़त आया उसको आपको बयान करूं। मैं उन लोगों को जिन्होंने किताब बुक कराई थी बताना चाहता हूं कि किताबें यहाँ मौजूद हैं आपकी, जिसने जितनी किताबें कही थी तो वो ये लेफ़्ट पे हमारा स्टॉल है, यहाँ से ले सकते हैं। और ये भी है कि इस किताब की सारी प्रोसीज चूँकि माजी एंडोमेंट फ़ंड को जाएंगी, तो हम लोग इसमें से कोई पैसा नहीं रखते, तो इसका भी आप लोग ख्याल रखेंगे। तो सरोज साहब इजाज़त है मैं पढ़ूँ ख़त? ये ख़त है जो कि अशरफ हबीबुल्ला साहब ने लिखा है सरोज लोधी साहब को जन्नत से। डियर सरोज, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। मैं तुम्हें ये ख़त जन्नत से लिख रहा हूँ, लेकिन तुम दो बातों पर हैरान हो रहे होगे। पहली तो ये कि मैं जन्नत में कैसे आ गया, और दूसरी ख़त के लिफाफे पर जहन्नुम की मोहर क्यों लगी हुई है। जन्नत में आने पर तो शुरू में मैं ख़ुद भी हैरान हुआ, लेकिन हमेशा से इस बात पर यकीन था कि अल्लाह हर चीज़ पर कादिर है, लिहाजा मैंने इसकी ज़्यादा तहक़ीक़ नहीं की। अब यह कि जहन्नुम से ख़त क्यों पोस्ट किया, बात दरअसल ये है कि पूरी जन्नत में कहीं भी US पोस्ट के दफातर नहीं है, और कल एक फ़रिश्ता जो कि तमाम खतूत को जमा करता है, इसने बताया कि US पोस्ट ही नहीं, जन्नत में अमरीकी पॉलिसी की वजह से एक भी अमरीकी नहीं है। मुझे बाद में पता चला कि मैं ख़ुद भी यहाँ पाकिस्तानी होने की बिना पर हूँ, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान की दोहरी शहरियत रखने वाले और कुछ और पाकिस्तानियों के लिए अमेरिका के वीज़े की तरह जन्नत की भी एक लॉटरी स्कीम है, जिसमें मेरे जैसे पाकिस्तानियों के नाम निकल आते हैं। वैसे आपस की बात है, पाकिस्तानी जितने 2 नंबर के काम करते हैं, जन्नत में आना उनके लिए वाकई किसी लॉटरी से कम नहीं है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि तुम इस तहरीर में जहन्नुम की आग की गर्मी को भी महसूस करोगे, क्योंकि ये जहन्नुम से पोस्ट किया गया है। लेकिन फिर मैं सोचता हूँ कि तुम एक नेक आदमी हो, तुम्हें जहन्नुम की आग का क्या मालूम, तुम्हें तो सिर्फ मुकामी आग में जलने का तजुर्बा होगा। कल मैं हैरान रह गया जब पता चला कि कई गैर मुस्लिम भी जन्नत में हैं। मैं समझा कि शायद सिंध की तरह यहाँ भी कोटा सिस्टम है, इसी सिस्टम की वजह से ये जन्नत में है। लेकिन मैं अभी सोच ही रहा था कि एक गैबी आवाज़ आई कि जन्नत हर उस शख्स के लिए है जो सच बोले, इंसानियत की खिदमत करे, सही तोले और दूसरों का ख्याल रखे। मुसलमान होना बोनस ज़रूर है, लेकिन ये लाजमी शर्त नहीं। मुझे कुछ फरिश्ते दबे लफ्ज़ों में मुस्लिम उम्मा की शिकायत करते भी नज़र आए। कल मैं अपना बत्ती वाला कोट पहने जन्नत में चहलकदमी कर रहा था। मुजम्मिल हमेशा की तरह मेरे साथ थे। तो एक ऐसी जगह से जहाँ हर तरफ खारदार तार लगे थे, मुझे किसी ने पुकारा। मैं बड़ा खुश हुआ। उधर गया तो पता चला कि ये सब NED के फारिग तहसील सिविल इंजीनियर थे जो मुझे जानते थे। एक ने तो फरमाइश भी की कि मैं बंदर रोड से किमाड़ी इन्हें सुनाऊं। अभी मैं तैयारी कर ही रहा था कि एक आसमानी आवाज़ आई कि जन्नत में गाना गाना मना है, चाहे वो तुम ही क्यों ना गा रहे हो। तो फिर मुझे चुप होना पड़ा। मैंने इनसे पूछा कि तुम लोग जन्नत में होने के बावजूद यहाँ खारदार तारों में क्यों रह रहे हो, यहाँ से बाहर क्यों नहीं जा सकते, तुम पर इतनी पाबंदियाँ क्यों हैं। तो बड़ी राजदारी से उन्होंने बताया कि हम में से कुछ सिविल इंजीनियर्स अपने पाकिस्तानी तजुर्बे और आदत की वजह से फरिश्तों को कमीशन लेने की तरकीब समझा रहे थे। जन्नत के CCTV कैमरे ने ये रिकॉर्ड कर लिया और हमें एक अहाते में बंद कर दिया गया। हमारे आने जाने पर भी पाबंदी है। मैंने पूछा कि अमीरुल इस्लाम और आफ्ताब सिद्दीकी नज़र नहीं आ रहे। तो उन्होंने कहा कि अमीरुल इस्लाम ने जन्नत से इंटरटेनमेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट तक एक फ्लाईओवर का प्रपोज़ल दिया है जिसको आफ्ताब सिद्दीकी बनाएंगे। बहस ये हो रही है कि 6 रोया ब्रिज पर जाने के लिए 4 रो रखी जाए और वापसी की सिर्फ 2 रखी जाएं। जब ये अप्रूवल हो जाएगा तो फिर ये ब्रिज भी बन जाएगा। मैंने देखा कि यहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा मज़े में NED के इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर्स हैं। इनको हर जगह आज़ादाना घूमने फिरने की इजाज़त है, बल्कि जन्नत की इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का सारा निज़ाम इन्हीं के हाथों में है। कुछ इंजीनियर्स को तो हूरों के हॉस्टल्स की इलेक्ट्रिकल मेंटेनेंस भी मिली हुई है और वो आज़ादाना वहाँ आ जा सकते हैं। मैंने अफवाह सुनी है कि कुछ दानिश्वर टाइप इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर्स की गुफ्तगू तो हूरों के हॉस्टल में इतनी मकबूल है कि अगर कोई अप्लायंस ख़राब हो जाए तो वो नाम लेकर इस इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर को बुलाती हैं। मैंने कल ही वहाँ से सफ़ान शाह को 2 बार निकलते देखा है। यहाँ बहुत सारे मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स भी हैं तो वो जन्नत में, लेकिन इनकी रिहाइश जहन्नुम के बिल्कुल करीब है, क्योंकि जहन्नुम की फाउंड्री और फर्नेस की मेंटेनेंस इनको मिली हुई है। बेचारे मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स जन्नत की ठंडी हवाओं के बावजूद पसीने में नहाते रहते हैं और सोचते हैं कि काश हमने इलेक्ट्रिकल में तबादला करवा लिया होता। सरोज, तुम्हें ख़त लिखने का मकसद यहाँ के इंजीनियर्स के हालात बताना तो था ही, लेकिन कल एक अजीब बात हुई। मेरा ये ख़त यहाँ की इस्टेब्लिशमेंट ने सेंसर कर लिया और मेरी पेशी हो गई। मुझसे पूछा गया कि आप जन्नत के हसास मामलात दुनिया में कैसे भेज रहे हैं, और वो भी सरोज को। एक फ़रिश्ता मेरे करीब आया और कान में बोला, सरोज से बचो, हमें पता चला है कि ये तुम्हारे मुखालफिन से मिल गया है और इसकी कोशिश है कि तुम्हारी सारी दौलत कहीं और इदारे में ना जाए बल्कि NED में लगा दी जाए। अभी मैं हैरानी से इसकी शक्ल ही देख रहा था कि मेरे सामने से सुहेल बशीर की शक्ल का एक फ़रिश्ता गुजरा। इसने कहा कि अशरफ, अल्लाह ने इसराफ से मना किया है, सरोज से बदगुमान ना हो, ये तुमसे NED के लिए इतने पैसे ले लेगा कि तुम इसराफ कर ही नहीं सकोगे और एक गुनाह से बच जाओगे। इसको अपना दोस्त ही समझो। वैसे सरोज आपस की बात है, मैं मदद तो पूरी दुनिया के तालीमी इदारों की करता हूँ, लेकिन जितना मज़ा NED की मदद करने में आता है शायद इसको अल्फाज में बयान नहीं किया जा सकता। बस तुमसे एक शिकायत है, तुमने आफ्ताब रिजवी को मेरे पीछे क्यों लगा दिया है। माजी फ़ंड में अभी तक मुझसे $2 लाख से ज़्यादा ले चुका है। अब मैं इसे देखकर सहम सा जाता हूँ। कल ही इसकी दूसरी किताब की रोनमाई है और साथ में फ़ंड रेजिंग भी। दुआ करो कि अल्लाह इज़्ज़त रख ले इसकी, मेरी तो खैर है। चलो जाने दो। तुम तो जानते हो कि ज़माने तालिब इल्मी से मुझे 2 कॉलेजों से खुसूसी दिलचस्पी थी, एक NED और दूसरी सेंट जोसेफ कॉलेज, जिसका मैं अक्सर अपनी तकरीरों में भी तस्करा करता हूँ। सेंट जोसेफ का तो मैं अभी भी सोचूं तो कुछ कुछ होता है। क्या ये मुमकिन है कि मैं NED की तरह सेंट जोसेफ की भी रेनोवेशन करा दूँ? NED के लिए तो मैंने तुम पर एतबार कर लिया, लेकिन सेंट जोसेफ की रेनोवेशन मैं ज़ाती निगरानी में करना चाहता हूँ। अगर मुमकिन हो तो कोई जुगाड़ लगा दो, सुना है कि तुम बहुत जुगाड़ू आदमी हो। सरोज, मेरे इल्म में ये बात है कि तुम्हारे वज़ीर आला मुराद अली शाह तुम्हारे क्लास फेलो हैं और NED के लिए हर वक्त हाजिर रहते हैं। कल अमेरिका में एक साहब कह रहे थे कि पाकिस्तान की सियासत की 70 साल तारीख में ये वाहिद वज़ीर आला हैं जो स्टैनफोर्ड से डबल मास्टर्स है, और बार बार कह रहे थे कि इनकी कदर करो पाकिस्तानियों, वरना आजकल के दूसरे सूबों के वज़ीर आला तो ऐसे हैं कि एक तो हेयर सैलून जाता ही नहीं है और दूसरा वहाँ से निकलता नहीं है। तुम्हें तो मेरी हर हालत का इल्म है। अब ये ख़त इख्तिताम पे जा रहा है और ये इसका टीप का बंद है। तुम्हें तो मेरी हर हालत का इल्म है, मैं अपनी सालगिरह पर और ख़ास तौर पर CSI की सालगिरह पर हर तकरीब में मुकामी हूरों के दरमियान मौजूद होता हूँ। इसी आदत से मजबूर होकर मैं अक्सर हूरों के हॉस्टल की तरफ निकल जाता था। पहले हफ्ते ही मुझे वार्निंग लेटर आ गया कि आपकी दुनियावी हरकतों की रिपोर्ट आपके बाएं कंधे पर बैठे फरिश्ते ने जमा करा दी है। अब अगर आप यहाँ नज़र आए तो सख्त एक्शन लिया जाएगा। हम तो इस किस्म की धमकियाँ सेंट जोसेफ कॉलेज पर खड़े होने पर सुनते रहे थे। हमने ज़्यादा सीरियस नहीं लिया, लेकिन कल गज़ब हो गया। मेरे लिए जन्नत की एहतसाब अदालत का फ़ैसला आ गया, जो कि तकरीबन पाकिस्तान की एहतसाब अदालत जैसा ही था। इसमें लिखा था कि चूँकि मैंने वार्निंग के बावजूद हूरों के हॉस्टल के बारे में दी गई हिदायत पर अमल नहीं किया, तो मेरे पास सिर्फ 2 ऑप्शन है, या तो मुझे जहन्नुम में डाल दिया जाए या मुझे पाकिस्तान वापस भेज दिया जाए। तुम्हें मालूम है मैंने क्या पसंद किया? मैंने कहा मुझे पाकिस्तान वापस भेज दें और मेरे ऊपर भी वो पाबंदियाँ लगा दें जो जन्नत में सिविल इंजीनियर्स पर है, और मुझे NED के कैंपस की हुदूद तक महदूद कर दिया जाए, क्योंकि NED मेरी पहली मोहब्बत और आखिरी जन्नत है। तुम्हारा अशरफ हबीबुल्ला।
Thank you, Aftab bhai. I hope you all entertained. सरोज साहब, आपके बारे में बहुत सारी खबरें आई हैं, अब आप खुद ही आकर इसका जवाब दें। I now request Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi to please come and say a few words on this occasion. Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear respected guests, I have nothing much to say except thank you. I love you all. It has been a tremendous experience. Whether it's Ashraf or Safan or Ahmed Ali or Aftab Rizvi or Colonel Zafar or Ghulam Malik, or I don't know, there's so many faces. There's so many connections. And there is one common denominator, NED University. I'm thankful to all of you. I don't think I'm in a position to say more than this, but let's continue this legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarosh. I'll now request the Secretary General of the NED International Alumni Network Association, Abbas Sajid, to please come and say a few words on this occasion.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. What a tremendous occasion to be here. Ashraf Saab, thank you very much for coming over all the way from California and celebrating your success with us. We are proud to be part of your success, and we hope that you get even more successes in your life. You are a beacon of light for all the engineers in Pakistan, especially the NEDians. We see you going from university to university, taking the flag of NED and of Pakistan forward, and we thank you very much for that. I would also like to thank Mr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi for allowing the NEDian Association to come in and taking part with philanthropists like Ashraf Habilulla and doing so much work in both the campuses. For those of you who have not visited this campus or the main university campus, I urge you to please go and have a look, go around the campus. You will see tremendous, tremendous changes. And I am so very happy to be part of all this. And thank you, Sohail Bashir. Although by designation I am the Secretary General of the NED Association, but he does all the work. So a big thank you for that, Sohail. Would also like to thank the administration of NED University, the different deans, the chairmen of the different departments, Dr. Sangi, Danesh, amazing work. All these scripts that you saw, they made all of it in very, very quick time. Then Dr. Saad Qazi, amazing work, amazing support from everyone. Our staff at the Institution of Engineers, amazing work. They act as the de facto secretariat of the NED Association. Would also like to thank Mr. Khalid, who's the Assistant Registrar, for doing all the arrangements, going throughout the city, dealing with all the government organizations. So thank you very much. And of course, all the attendees, all our friends from abroad, from Pakistan, NEDians, thank you for being here and making it such a lively evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abbas. Now, before moving to the next part, I'll share a small video with you, which was the NED Convention 2023, when we dedicated the whole convention to Ashraf Habilulla.
जब आपको एनईडी की पुरानी दोस्तों का नशा हो तो आपको नशे की जरूरत नहीं होती।
यूनिवर्सिटी अपनी एलुमनाई से कनेक्टेड रहे ताकि हम उनसे उनके नेटवर्क से भी फ़ायदा उठा सकें, उनके एडवाइस से भी फ़ायदा उठा सकें और उनको भी होमली फील हो। और शाह हबीबुल्लाह साहब जो हैं वो माशाल्लाह एक बागो बहार शख्सियत हैं, एनलाइटेड आदमी हैं, जवान बच्चों के लिए तो बहुत बड़ा एजाज़ है और मुझे भी खुशी है कि वो तशरीफ़ लाए हैं।
On behalf of the NED International Alumni Network Association, it's my proud privilege to welcome you all to this NED Convention 2023.
Today it's a very compact arrangement we have made. It's a landmark dedicated to Ashraf Habilulla Sahab.
NED Alumni Association इस वक्त बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स NED में एग्जीक्यूट करा रहा है और उम्मीद करते हैं कि सारे के सारे एलुमनाई इन प्रोजेक्ट्स में शरीक होंगे और इस यूनिवर्सिटी को दिन दुगनी और रात चौगनी तरक्की में अपनी काविशें डालेंगे।
आज जो भी प्लेज करेगा उसको मैं तिगना कर दूंगा।
1.5 million, 250 kilowatts. So it's all around, let's say, 100 million. Alhamdulillah, we have raised today. Please give a big hand to all the people. NED!
पाकिस्तान में NED एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन एक ऐसी बाबरकत और कमाल एसोसिएशन है जिसने इस NED की शक्ल बदल के रखी है। हम दुनिया में जहाँ भी होते हैं वापस आते हैं और अपनी NED के लिए कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं। उसी हवाले से जो मैंने किताब लिखी और फिर मैंने उस पर एक माजी एंडाउमेंट फंड शुरू किया जिसकी कि हमने 50 करोड़ रुपए की लिमिट रखी है और उसमें से पैसे लोग धड़ाधड़ दे रहे हैं, सारे एलुमनाई दे रहे हैं।
एक ख्वाब देख रहा हूँ, मुझे हुए चला जा रहा है, एक के बाद दूसरा, दूसरे के बाद तीसरा, तीसरे के बाद चौथा। I don't know what's happening, but अल्लाह ताला का फजल है, अल्लाह ताला का एहसान है कि ये जो कुछ भी हो रहा है ये मुझे जादू लगता है।
सबसे पहले तो अशरफ, thank you for honoring us, thank you for honoring the university. Whatever he has achieved, ये आसानी से नहीं मिला है. It has been very hard work. I don't know if you remember or not. University बहुत बदली है from the time that we came here. Dr. Sarosh Lodi की मेहनत से we have given him almost 200 acres of land, education city में, और वहाँ पे इंशाल्लाह ताला NED का next generation campus वहाँ बनेगा education city के अंदर.
अवार्ड वगैरह तो काफ़ी मिलते हैं, लेकिन इस तरह का अवार्ड तो कभी भी नहीं मिला कि आप आएँ और जनाब आपको घोड़ा गाड़ी में बिठाया जाए बादशाही की तरह। और मैं तो कहता हूँ, मैं तो NED के जो 4 साल थे मेरी ज़िंदगी इसके सबसे ज़बरदस्त था।
Zabardast. Now, it's my proud privilege to request our own Ashraf Habilulla to please come and deliver the presidential address. Ashraf Habilulla.
हाँ जी, आवाज़ आ रही है? I'm going to stand here. What can I say? Those of you that know me know that I travel all across the world, giving talks on our technology, giving talks, a lot of talks on human connection. But when I come to a gathering in Pakistan, जहाँ पे जनाब सब अपने लोग हैं, especially in NED, I look standing here across these grounds, and I remember everything like it was yesterday. I mean, I look at the classrooms going down, there's the principal's office, and I come down. I know we had a post-tension concrete class there, the library was up there, the chemical lab is there, mathematics taught by Professor Kidwai was there, and I remember explicitly the name of every professor and the face of every professor that taught me. As you heard before, that the wonderful thing about this university was that they taught me how to think logically. But more importantly, they instilled in me a willingness to learn. लेकिन सबसे ज़बरदस्त चीज़ जो NED कॉलेज ने मेरे लिए किया, मुझे उन्होंने बेशर्म बना दिया, so that I learned how to live out of my comfort zone. So today, they told me that you're going to the 50th anniversary celebration at your old college. So you need to be respectful, because I know that you go to universities और वहाँ जाके नाच गाना करते हो, तरह तरह के ढंग नचाते हो, उस तरह का काम वहाँ नहीं करना. वहाँ, behave yourself. लेकिन मैं यहाँ आया हूँ, I've come here to celebrate, They make me wear this thing so that I can be respectful, but I don't want to be respectful. I want to have a good time with every one of you, especially the younger generation that is here. I am so looking forward to having a picture with every one of you. So you know what? I'm going to take this thing off, I'm going to put something on that is not respectful. Okay. Charlie. How's that? Okay. You know, I've always said that, you know, when you come as a speaker to any conference or convention or celebration like this, they should have a jacket like this, you know, because when you wear a jacket like this, you can basically say anything you want. Because nobody's listening, they're focused on the jacket, you know. And then, of course, you can see carrying something like this through customs. I mean, I had to carry it all the way from California. अब वहाँ जाते हैं दुबई में आप सिक्योरिटी के थ्रू जा रहे हैं वो पूछती है भाई ये क्या है you know what is this thing you know you just try to put through the security checking something that's got wires, it's got switches and batteries, and your name is Habibullah, you know. So it can be real troublesome to carrying something through jacket, but I did it for you. In fact, the first thing लोधी साहब पहला चीज मेरे से ये पूछते हैं कि आप अगर जैकेट के साथ नहीं आए हैं तो आपका आने को फायदा ही कोई नहीं, you know. So but anyway, so I really don't know where to start. मैं कहता हूँ ना कि I have always believed that life is about people, you know, and especially when I come to Pakistan, the love and the, you know, just the passion with which, you know, you greet me, the fact that everybody wants to take a picture with me and they want to talk to me, especially the young students, the way they kind of like have this incredible look in their eyes, you know, where their aspirations and desires have not been tainted by the realities of life yet. It's just amazing to be in an environment like that, you know. तरह-तरह की universities पे मैं जाता हूँ and, you know, I give talks there, but जब देसियों के साथ आके मैं मिलता हूँ ना, वो बात ही अलग है. You know, we share such an incredible culture, the language, the poetry, you know, and to come in an environment like this where I see this, you know, somebody has put in so much effort and work to renovate this university that is so dear to our hearts, you know. So I just want to extend a personal thank you to all of the people that organized this effort and everyone that, you know, made this happen. Tariq Hussain especially, he was the one that, you know, approached me and we talked about it and he arranged for all of this stuff to happen. So I want to give him special recognition and to everybody else that was involved. You know, when I was here, I was not really a good student, you know. वहाँ पीछे workshop हुआ करती थी एक जिसमें carpentry और वो लोहार का काम सिखाते थे. भाई मैं structural engineer बनना चाहता हूँ, लोहार मुझसे क्यों? They would give you a piece of reinforcing steel, वो इतनी सी reinforcing को लेकर आपको hook बनाना पड़ता था. उसको गर्म करके पीट के हाथों का कुंडा, you know. But उसी में मेरी supplementary आई. हालांकि मैंने किसी को दिया था कि पैसे दे के भाई ये मेरे लिए तू बना दे, and I still didn't pass, you know. So I wasn't a good student. In fact, in the first year, I had 2 supplementaries, you know. I think one of them was in mathematics, and both of my parents are mathematics professors. वो हमेशा तुझे NED में दाखला कैसे मिल गया? तू तो चमार बनने वाला है, you know. तो इस तरह, but क्योंकि मेरे शौक थे ना, I mean, literally, the only thing I was interested in is having a good time with my friends. हम लोग बंस रोड जाते थे, मलवाड़ी के होटल में बैठ के चाय पीना, you know, paradise में पे गन्ने का रस पीना, you know, it's kebab खाने, फ्रेस्को की दुकान पे जाके 2 सेर कलाकंद एक झटके में खा लेना. I mean, ये इस तरह के हम लोग काम करते थे, you know. I mean, food was just amazing, you know. And I know you guys want this thing, so I'm just going to give it to you. वहाँ होते थे बुंदू खान, वो बंस रोड के रेस्टोरां, वो दूध मिलाई के मर्तबान और वो फ्रेस्को की दुकान, वो कुल्फी खीर कबाब और नान थे सब बीमारी के सामान. वो बाबू हो जाना फुटपाथ पर, बंदर रोड से की माड़ी मेरी चली रे घोड़ा गाड़ी, बाबू हो जाना फुटपाथ पर. And you know, the thing was that I had no interest in anything. Like I had interest in clothes, kapde, you know. टेडी तंग पतलून पहना करता था मैं, वो अभी भी पहनता हूँ, you know. It's वहीद मुराद के बाल थे मेरे, दलीप कुमार की चाल थी, you know. अब तो ना बाल रहे ना चाल रही, लेकिन जनाब दिल अभी भी जिंदा है. और जनाब रिजवी साहब अभी मरा नहीं, मैं जन्नत जाने के लिए अभी 50 साल और हैं, आप बेफिक्रमंद रहें. और फिर, you know, I was interested in food, fashion, friends, and pretty girls. I mean, मेरी तो आधी NED का टाइम, रिजी साहब सही कहते हैं, सेंट जोसेफ कॉलेज के सामने मोटरसाइकिल पे बैठ के, you know, and just Mohammad Rafi के गाने. I mean, it was just like, oh, ओ तुम पे हजारों की आंखें, चाहिए तुमको सहारा, ओ पलकों के छुपा लूं, नाक तन है तुम्हारा, आजा 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 आजा, मैं हूँ प्यार तेरा. Anyway, but मोहतरमा कहती है तुम्हारी माँ बहनें नहीं है. That's what they would say. और मैं कहता भाई वो अभी तक मुझे समझ नहीं आया, आप लोग उस पर खुद कुछ रोशनी डालें. भाई आपके हुस्न की दाद दे रहा हूँ, उसमें मेरी माँ बहनों का क्या ताल्लुक है, वो अभी तक समझ नहीं आया. बहरहाल, I mean, it was just really amazing times, you know. When I come to a gathering like this, जहाँ पे सब पुराने दोस्त, you know, Safwan Saab, you know, I mean, amazing. Some of the guys have flown all the way from California to be here, and Toronto, Canada. So, I mean, it's just an amazing feeling to be home with so many wonderful people that you have literally known for decades, and to come here and meet new people, you know, that, you know, we sell software in 160 countries, but we have no sales force. Yet, can I have a microphone that is actually working? ये तो यार आगे पीछे जा रहा है. इसी पे आ जाऊं कि ये काम करेगा? हाँ, इसमें am I losing the voice? I am, right? Yeah. ये तो चल नहीं रहा. वही दे दें, हैंडल दे दें. ये लगा हैंड भी हमारा. हैंड वाले दे दें ना, चलें. Anyway, तो where was I? इसको उतार दूं. Hello? Yeah, okay.
All right, so what I was saying is that, you know, we sell software in 160 countries, but we have no sales force. Nobody knocks on anybody's doors. You know who sell our software? Are our friends. और ये मुझे NED ने सिखाया था कि भाई दोस्ती किस तरह लोगों के साथ बनाते हैं. That's the reason I go to all these universities across the world to talk about technology, but fundamentally to make friends, especially with the younger generation. Because the beauty about a young generation is that they grow up. And if you have made friends with somebody at that age, when they grow up and get into a position where they will actually be able to make decisions, those are the ones that when they go into companies and they find out they are not using our software, they tell them, if you buy this software, we will hit the ground running because we had it in our coursework. Because we give free software to, I don't know, probably 17,000 universities across the world, you know. So it's like you make friends with people, you empower them. And when they are in a position of power, they will return the favor. It may take 20 years to happen, but in the process, you make friends all across the world, you know. And that is how I have built the company. And it has made life actually amazing because wherever you go, you have people that are your friends. You know, it makes life so much better. And then, you know, when I first went to America 50 years ago, well, 55 years ago actually, I thought I was the luckiest person in the whole world because computers were just getting started. We had just landed on the moon, you know, free speech was in full swing, and I was in the middle of it all at Berkeley. And today I look at the opportunities that the young people have with artificial intelligence, with 3D printing, with self-driving cars, synthetic biology, all of these amazing things that, and with the background that a university like this gives you, where you learn how to think logically, you see, you can step into any field and be successful. And that's why I want to live another 50 years, because I want to know where all of this stuff lands. And the fact that, like I said before, is that the biggest tragedy in life is not death. The biggest tragedy in life is coming to the end of your life and then looking back at all of these opportunities that you missed. You know, at that point, you don't have to worry how you're going to die because that thought alone will kill you. So when you run into an opportunity, you go through, like people ask me, I don't know what my passion is. Don't look for your passion. Try everything. And your passion will find you. And you will end up having a job so incredible that you are willing to do it for free. People will be looking at you and wondering, is this person working or is this person playing? You're actually doing both, where there's no difference between your work and your play. And at that point, you will have mastered the art of living, and you will never want to retire. Oh my God, I am going to be 80 years old in 2 years. I still work 7 days a week because it is not work. This is part of my job, to come here and sing Muhammad Rafi songs for you. I mean, I find myself lucky that I grew up in an era when there was Muhammad Rafi. Because I tell you, अगर हम लोग सिर्फ मोहम्मद रफ़ी के गानों पे ही अमल करें ना, तो हमारी पूरी जिंदगी सुधर जाएगी. I mean, things that he says, प्यार की राह दिखा दुनिया को, प्यार की राह दिखा दुनिया को, रोके जो नफरत की आंधी, रम परम परम परम. I mean, how current is that song? I mean, this song is more applicable today than it ever has been. ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की, ओ सर से उतरेगी गठड़ी पाप की, ले लो दुआएं माँ बाप की. I mean, आजकल के बच्चे मैं देखता हूँ, मैं कहता हूँ कितने बदतमीज हो तुम लोग, you know? ये गाना कितना, I mean, this song is applicable today, you know? गरीबों की सुनो, वो तुम्हारी सुनेगा, और तुम 1 पैसा दोगे, वो 10 लाख देगा. गरीबों की I mean, और फिर वो जो पेड़ है, पता है वो नीम का पेड़ है, किस चीज का पेड़ है, we would sit under that पेड़, और यहाँ पे शामियाना लगा होता था जिसमें मुशायरा होता था. मुशायरे में हमारे NED के शायर होते थे बड़े बड़े. उनका बहुत मशहूर शेर है, छोटी डिब्बी डिब्बी बड़ी डिब्बी डिब्बा, अरे छोटी डिब्बी डिब्बी बड़ी डिब्बी डिब्बा, गौस खां की मां का शौहर, गौस खां की मां का शौहर, गौस खां का अब्बा. ये NED का शायर है. ये शकील हैदर साहब आज आने वाले थे, पता नहीं रह गए कहीं, वो भी कैलिफोर्निया से, वॉशिंगटन से उड़ के आए. maybe he'll be there tomorrow, you know. आया हूं बड़ी दूर से, खाता हूं पुदीना, ओ तेरे हुस्न की गर्मी खा के मेरा छूट गया या पसीना, you know. अब ये शेर हैं जनाब, 70 साल पुराने शेर हैं ये, लेकिन these pieces of literature are completely engraved in my brain, you know, because they were so special, associated with this incredible university, you know. Just फिर हमारे वो होते थे म्यूजिक कंपटीशन, उसमें मुझे भेजा जाता था कि अशरफ तू जाके गाना गा. तो ये ना किसी कॉलेज में जाते थे, वहाँ मेरा एक खालिताई दोस्त होता था. तबला तुबला तो हमारे पास था नहीं, दूसरे लोग तो वायलिन तबले ये ड्रम लेके आते थे. हम लोग जाते थे सोल्जर बाजार से, एक मटका खरीदते थे, वो अपने गोद में मटका रख के वो बजाता था और मैं गाता था. पहले झटके में सबको हम निकाल बाहर करते, तुम लोग तो बोगस हो, क्या मटका लेकर आए, भाग जाओ यहाँ से. लेकिन एक दफा हम लोग जीते थे, you know, 4 साल में 4 साल जाते रहे, एक दफा जीते. वो गाना मैं आपको सुनाता हूँ, उसके बाद फिर खाना शाना खाएंगे, क्या करेंगे पता नहीं. ओ मेरे धंग बाजे तिरकिति धोम ताता, मृदंग बाजे तिरकिति धुम ताता, हो नाचते छोम छोम तथई ताता छोम छोम चाना नाना छोम छोम चाना ना, राम तकाम धा 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 धा, नेगा गारे मागा पामा दापा नी दा नी रे सा, रेसानी दापा माबा दानी सा, रेसानी दापा माबा गामा देबा गामा रे सा. मधुबन में राधे का नाचे रे सा सा, सानी दापा माबा देबा गामा रे सा रे सा सा गामा सा नी सा सा. मधुबन में राधे का नाचे रे, मधुबन में राधे का Wo de na de da ni sa da re dim dim ta na na de da ni sa da re dim dim ta na de da ni sa da re dim dim ta na de da ni sa da re ram pam 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 pa o de ta na de tom de ram pam 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 pa da de girta ka dhum teri girta ka teri ta da ni da de girta ka dhum teri girta ka teri ta da ni de da ni sa o de na de da ni sa o de na de da ni sa da re dim da re dim da re dim. Thank you, Jeez. Such an honor and a pleasure to be here. You know, it's I'll be here tonight, and I'm going to come to the convention tomorrow, and we'll just have a great time together. Thank you so much.
I'll now request President NED Association Asim Murtaza Khan Sahab, Secretary NED Association Abbas Haja Sahab, Treasurer NED Association Farooq Arabi Sahab, and Vice President NED Association Dr. Sangi to please come on the stage to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to our distinguished guest. And I'll request Dr. Sarosh Ashmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor NED University, to please come and accompany. Abbas Haji Sahab, you are here? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, in your big round of applause, I'll request Mr. the legendary Ashraf Habilulla to please come on the stage with the lights on. Thank you very much, Ashraf Habibullah, for the wonderful time. And inshallah, tomorrow also we'll be seeing him and we'll enjoy his company. Now, we'll have a Shame Ghazal by one of the very famous Muhammad Zubair, who has recently won a competition, Asian competition in India. So I'll request all the musicians to please come on the stage. By the way, we have managed excellent time management for this program. As what you must have seen in the card, we are according to that. And